Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Committee on Public Finance. Would you please identify yourselves for the record?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Bimalendra Raja, Secretary, Ministry of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development. Thank you.
I'm DP Vikramasinghe, Secretary to Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Land and Irrigation.
Good afternoon. I am Ajit Abesekar, Deputy Secretary to the Treasury.
Deputy Secretary of Treasury.
You are the new
Yes.
Deputy Secretary.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
So where do you, are you from where were you earlier?
Treasury Operation, DG Treasury Operations.
With Jude or with
No.
Dilip?
Mr. Dilip.
So you were DG Treasury Operation?
Treasury Operation after that. Now,
When Mr. Dilip Silva went up, you became DG Treasury Operation?
yes, sir.
And then when Mr. Dilip Silva retired, you became DST?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Thank you,
I
sir.
was very responsible job, being DST. You'll see us frequently. Unfortunately.
I'm Additional DG, Additional Director General of Agriculture, Department of Agriculture.
I'm Kanchana, Big Onion Crop Leader, Department of Agriculture. I am Jai Singh, Potato Crop Leader, Department of Agriculture.
I am Rohana from Excise Department.
I am Jayanta Silva, Deputy Commissioner, Excise.
I am Samarkon, Excise Department.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Sumit Chandrakumara, Deputy Commissioner of Excise Legal.
I am Maishani Abhiratna, Additional Director General, Department of Trade and Investment Policy.
I am Gilma Dahanayaka, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Trade.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Kumudini Gahage, Director, Ministry of Trade.
Good afternoon, I am Paramiko Dipili, Assistant Director, Fiscal Policy.
Good afternoon, I am Jayani Vikramarachi, Director, Department of Fiscal Policy.
I am Niranjala Jaganathan, Director, Consumer Affairs Authority.
So we have one order under the Special Commodity Levy Act number 48 of 2007, published in the Exotic Gazette 2451/10 dated 25 August 2025, presented to Parliament on 21 October 2021. කවුද මේක ඉදිරිපත් කරන්නේ? අපිට පොඩ්ඩක් පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද?
සභාපතිතුමා මේක තියෙන්නේ විශේෂ වෙළඳ භාණ්ඩ බදු පනත යටතේ නිකුත් කරපු ගැසට් නිවේදනයක්. මේකේ ලොකු ලුණු සහ අත්තාපල් වලට බදු සංශෝධනයක් තියෙන්නේ. මේක 2000
ඔබතුමියද මේක ඔබතුමිය ඉදිරිපත් කරන කරුණාකරලා තරහ නැතුව ඉස්සරහට එන්නකො අපිට පේන්නෙත් නෑ ඔබතුමියව.
මේක ආහාර සුරක්ෂිත ප්‍රතිපත්ති කමිටුවේ තීරණයක් අනුව තමයි මේක ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණේ. මේක කෘෂිකර්ම අමාත්‍යාංශයේ අනු කමිටුවකින් ආපු නිර්දේශයක් ඇතිව 2025 අගෝස්තු 20 වෙනිදා අපිට දැනුම් දෙනවා මේ බදු සංශෝධනය කරන්න කියලා. ලොකු ලුණු වලට රුපියල් 10ක් වෙලා තිබුණ බද්ද රුපියල් 40කින් රුපියල් 50 දක්වා වැඩි කරන්නත්, අර්ථාපල් වලට රුපියල් 60ක් තිබුණ බද්ද රුපියල් 20කින් රුපියල් 80 දක්වා වැඩි කරන්නත් තමයි මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනයෙන් කළේ. එතකොට
අපරක් කියන අපේ හර්ෂිනී නේද රිසර්ච් එකේ එයා ගාව තියනවා නේද SCL database එක. ඒකේ එයා ගාව තියෙනවා print out එකක් අර දිගට කොළ අලෝප එකක්. ඒක තරම් යන්න කියලා. Please go ahead. Sorry.
එතකොට අගෝස්තු මාසේ 25 වෙනිදා අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩල තීරණයක් අරගෙන අගෝස්තු මාසේ 26 වෙනිදා ඉඳන් ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන පරිදි තමයි මේක ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නේ. ඊට කලින් අගෝස්තු මාසේ 20 වෙනිදාම ඔන්ලයින් මීටින් එකක් තියලා National Tariff Policy Committee එකේ අප්‍රූවල් එක ගන්නවා. ඒ අප්‍රූවල් එකත් ඇතුව කැබිනට් එකට යන්නේ. මාස 3ක කාලයක් සඳහා ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අගෝස්තු නොවැම්බර් මාසේ 25 වෙනි දින දක්වා මේක ක්‍රියාත්මක වීමට නියමිතයි. ඊට පස්සේ මේක නැවත තවත් ගැසට් එක ගහලා ඔක්තෝබර් 4 වෙනිදා නැවතත් අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩලයට ඉදිරිපත් කරලා මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ අනුමැතිය සඳහා ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තියෙනවා.
මොකද්ද කිව්වේ මේ ඔන්ලයින් මීටිමත් තියලා අනුමැතියක්
ඔව්
ගත්තා කියලා මොකද්ද?
මේ තියෙනවනේ දැන් national tariff policy එක තියෙනවා ජාතික තීරුබදු ප්‍රතිපත්තිය.
අපි එතනින් පටන් ගමුද?
හොඳයි.
එතකොට දැන් ජාතික තීරුබදු ප්‍රතිපත්තිය තියෙනවා. ඒක ක්‍රියාත්මකද?
ඒ ක්‍රියාත්මකයි.
හරි. ඒක ක්‍රියාත්මක වුණාම මොකද්ද ප්‍රොසීඩියර් එක ඒකේ?
ඒකේ තියෙන ඉම්ප්ලිමෙන්ටේෂන් ප්‍රොසීඩියර් එකේ තියෙන්නේ ඕනෑම බදු සංශෝධනයක් කරනවා නම් ඒක ජාතික තීරුබදු ප්‍රතිපත්ති කමිටුවේ නිර්දේශයේ ඇතුව භාණ්ඩාගාර ලේකම්තුමා මගින් අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩලයට ඉදිරිපත් කරලා තමයි ගැසට් නිවේදනයක් මගින් බදු සංශෝධනය කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ඒකේ තව තියෙනවා මේ දවස් 45කට කලින් මේ පබ්ලිෂ් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ දවස් 45කින් පස්සේ තමයි මේක එන්ෆෝස් වෙන්නේ කියලා. නමුත් මේ තීරුබදු ප්‍රතිපත්ති තියෙන සමහර දේවල් තියෙන ලෝ එකත් එක්ක කොන්ෆ්ලික්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. මොකද ඇත්තටම මේ තීරුබදු ප්‍රතිපත්තිය අනුමත කරලා තියෙන්නේ අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩලයේ 2024 ජූනි මාසේ. ඒතකොට 2024 ජූනි මාසේ වෙනකොට 2024 දෙසැම්බර් 31 දිනදී SCL එක ඇබලිෂ් වෙන්න තමයි නියමිතව තිබුණේ. ඒතකොට මේ බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එකේ තමයි මේ පොලිසි එක හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ. නමුත් ඒ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙච්ච විදිහට මේ SCL එක ඇබලිෂ් කළේ නෑ. රජය තීරණය කළා මේක දිගටම පවත්වාගෙන යන්න. එතකොට තමයි මේ දැන් අර SCL එකේ තියෙන සමහර ප්‍රොවිෂන් SCL Act එකේ තියෙන සමහර ප්‍රොවිෂන්ස් මේ පොලිසි එකේ තියෙන සමහර ප්‍රොවිෂන්ස් එක්ක ගැලපෙන්නේ නැති එකක් වෙලා තියෙනවා. නමුත් නීතිය උඩින් තියෙන නිසා ප්‍රතිපත්තියට උඩින් නීතිය තියෙන නිසා මේ නීතියේ තියෙන ප්‍රතිපාදන අනුව මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනයේ දවස් 45ක් කාලයක් තියන්නේ නැතුව රටේ අවශ්‍යතාවය සහ මේ ගොවියන් සහ පාරිභෝගිකයන්ගේ පැත්ත බලලා මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනය අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩල අනුමැතියක් අරගෙන මේ ගැසට් නිවේදනයක් මගින් ඉදිරිපත් කළා.
දැන් අපිට හොඳට මතකයිනේ ලේකම්තුමා අපි මේක අද ඊයේ කතාවක් නෙමෙයිනේ. දැන් මේකට මුල උනේ සීනි බදු වංචාවනේ. මේ සීනි බදු වංචාවෙන් පස්සේ තමයි මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ එළියට ආවේ. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි ඔඩිට් එක කරේ. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි තීරණය කරේ මේ මිඩ්නයිට් ගැසට් වැඩේ නවත්තනවා කියලා. එහෙම නේද ලේකම්තුමා? ඔව්. එතකොට දැන් නීතියක් තියෙනවා ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට ප්‍රතිපත්තිය ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. දැන් ඔය කියපු ඔබතුමිය කියපු ආකාරයට ප්‍රතිපත්තිය ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙනවා කියලා කිව්වට ප්‍රතිපත්තියට වඩා උඩින් තමයි නීතිය තියෙන්නේ කියලා ඔබතුමියම කියපු නිසා ප්‍රතිපත්තිය ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
ප්‍රතිපත්තියේ සමහර දේවල් දැන් මේ දැන් ඇත්තටම දැන් ඇක්ට් එක ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඇක්ට් එකේ නෑ කැබිනට් ඩිසිෂන් එක ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා. නමුත් ප්‍රතිපත්තිය තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපි ප්‍රතිපත්තිය අනුව ගිහිල්ලා මේ අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩල තීරණය අරගෙන තමයි මේ කළේ.
දැන් ලේකම්තුමා අපිට කියන්න අපි ඒ කියන්නේ what is the spirit of the law? Why did we do this and should we have මෙහෙම එතකොට තේරුමක් නැහැනේ. පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තියෙන නීති සම්පාදනය කරා. එතකොට නීතිය තියෙනවා ඊට එහායින් ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් තියෙනවා නීතියට පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස්. නීතියයි ප්‍රතිපත්තියයි දෙකම එකපාරට ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න ඔබතුමියට හැකියාවක් නැහැනේ.
ඒකට දැන් සංශෝධන වගේක් යෝජනා කරලා තියෙනවා මේ දෙකම අලයින් වෙන විදිහට ප්‍රතිපත්තියයි නීතියයි අලයින් වෙන විදිහට සමහර මේකේ තියෙන ප්‍රොවිෂන්ස් සංශෝධනය කරන්න ප්‍රොපෝස් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒක තවම ඩිස්කෂන් ලෙවල් එකේ තියෙන්නේ.
ඉතින් ඩිස්කෂන් ලෙවල් එකේ තියෙන්නේ අයි අලුත් ආණ්ඩුවට දැන් අවුරුද්දක් පිරීලානේ. මොනවද ඩිස්කස් කරන්නේ? දැන් මෙතන කොන්ෆ්ලික්ට් එකක් තියෙනවානේ. මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ ට්‍රෙෂරියේ ඉන්ටර්නල් දේවල් ගැන කතා කරන්න. අපිට ඒක අදාළත් නැහැ. හැබැයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ දින 45 කියන කතාව. අනිත් එක තමයි දැන් මේකේ කොච්චර කාලයකටද මේක ගහලා තියෙන්නේ මේ
මාස 3කට අගෝස්තු 26 ඉඳන්
ප්‍රතිපත්ති අනුව මාස 3කට ගහන්න පුළුවන්ද?
චාමන් දැන් මං හිතන්නේ කොන්ටෙක්ස්ට් එක කිව්වා එතුමිය මේ ප්‍රතිපත්තිය හදලා තියෙන්නේ ස්පෙෂල් කොමොඩිටි ඇක්ට් එක නැති වෙනවා කියන assumption එකේ. ඒතර ස්පෙෂල් කොමොඩිටි ඇක්ට් එකේ තියෙන්නේම urgent issues වලට tax reform එකක් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. දැන් එතකොට ඒ ප්‍රතිපත්තිමේ තීරණයක් ආණ්ඩුව අරන් තියෙනවා ස්පෙෂල් කොමොඩිටි ඇක්ට් එක තියන් යන්න. ඒකට දැන් තියෙන තත්ත්වයට ඒක තමයි සුපර්සීඩ් කරන්නේ everything else.
නෑ ඒක තමයි දැන් අපි මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට මේ ඇයි අපි මේ නීතිය වෙනස් කරපු දෙයටත් යන්න එපා. අපි ආවේ දූෂණය වංචාව නැති කරන්න නම් අපි ඇයි මේ පනත ගෙනාවේ? මේ අපි මේ සංශෝධනය ගෙනාවේ ඇයි?
ඒකත් අර සෙන්ට්‍රල් බැංක් ඇක්ට් එක වගේ තමයි. දූෂණ වංචාව අයින් කරගන්න බෑ කියලා එක එක්ස්ට්‍රීම් එකක ඉඳලා තව එක්ස්ට්‍රීම් එකකට ගිහින් තියෙනවා.
ඒක තමයි. අපි එහෙම යන්න ඕනේ නෑනේ. කලින් කාලේ වැරද්දක් වුණා නම් ඒක ආයෙත් කරන්න අවස්ථාවක් නෑනේ.
ප්‍රතිපත්ති වෙනස් කිරීම ඕන. නියෝජ්‍යමතුමා කියන්නේ ප්‍රතිපත්තිය වෙනස් කිරීමේදී එක්ස්ට්‍රීම් එකකට ගිහිලා තියෙනවා කියන්නේ.
නෑ
පොලිසිය එක හදලා.
ඒ කියන්නේ මේ දූෂණ වංචාව අයින් කරන්න බෑ කියලා පොලිසිය එකේ එක්ස්ට්‍රීම් එකකට ගිහින් තියෙනවා. දූෂණ වංචාවක් වෙන එක වළක්ව ගන්න තිබ්බ ප්‍රතිපාදනවලත් තිබ්බා.
නෑනේ ඇමතුමා ඒ ප්‍රතිපාදනවල තිබුණේ ඇමතිවරයාට පුළුවන් කියලා ගැසට් එකක් ගහලා මේක වෙනස් කරා.
ඇමතිවරයා process එකක් හරහා
පොලිසි flexibility නෝද?
නෑනේ එහෙම තිබුණේ නෑනේ ඉස්සර මේ කැබිනට් අප්‍රූවල් තිබුණේ නෑනේ. ඒකතුමා පොඩ්ඩක් මට මතක් කරන්න මටත් හරියට මතක නෑ.
සාමාන්‍යයෙන් actually තියෙන්නේ it may vary but actually තියෙන්නේ ගැසට් එක ඉස්සු කළා ඒ දවසේන් ඒක when the minister signed the gazettes and published it is become enforceable document. But then subsequently when we come to the cabinet we will get the cabinet approval. But in the case of revenue protection order is on the other way around. Before you issue the gazette you need to get the cabinet approval. Then only you can issue the revenue protection order. But the special commodity levy, as I said, you can issue the gazette, get effective, and after that go to the cabinet and get approved by the cabinet and come to the parliament.
That's right.
But in this, I think, but the ADG mentioned the tariff policy, new tariff policy framework. Yes, it is lawfully valid, but if it we can see whether it has been operationalized. No, right? But there are fees and meals are being operationalized. So if you operationalize the revenue, the new tariff policy, the entire tariff structure of Sri Lanka will come within the frame of the national tariff policy. Where we have the proposal is there, because since I was involved in the tariff, led the committee, so I'm in a position to explain it. So we introduced a concept called seasonal taxation. So seasonal taxation, it is a new one. It is even America also applying the seasonal activation because our crops are seasonal. So when the seasonal comes, so you don't need to change the duty. So today if you publish with the seasonality, so now we will say potato coming say in September and July, only those 2 months we will have a higher duty, say 10 rupees per kg, but in that case it was 25 rupees. So then there is an allegation came, if somebody is expecting that when the 10 rupee duty is there, they can bring and store the potatoes. So where we have the concept called windfall taxation. So we can make under the Inland Revenue Act, that also proposed in the particular policy, make a provision to the Commissioner General, if anyone importing more than, that means abnormal way, you can take that product and impose a duty. So then nobody will come to this kind of manipulative market intervention. Sometimes if a person not importing the latter part, because he said that duty is going to reduce, so then we can have some sort of a smoothening duty structure on that basis. Otherwise the government entity now the government is reviving the wholesale establishment and we can import and supply to the market at that point of time. So that mechanism is there since it has not been properly implemented. So this is the transitional period where the law can be prevail and according to the law it has been done.
Okay. So basically the whole issue has been covered in the new tariff policy as well. Yeah. On the objective of protecting local farmers.
Yes, it's inbuilt.
That's good.
Yeah. So that is why when this was approved in 2024, you were supposed to announce on 1 January each year. So when you announce on 1 January, you know that from 1 April to 30 June or whatever depending on the seasonality, this is the tax structure.
So yeah, I would say the most of the allocation, whenever you go to the international forum and those things, even the investors as well as the trading partners, Sri Lanka lacking for simplicity because our duty structure is a complex one and not transparency, because as you said, sometimes the powers are legal powers are there, overnight taxation. Then predictability is unpredictable, whether you will change today or tomorrow. And fourth one is a sustainability. So now the 1st of January, what we said, suppose you can't find a solution all inclusive. So if any investor or the trader, if the government department find the present taxation need to be changed, so the national tariff policy with the subcommittee of the respective ministry will work on, come to the solution, and they will publish even. You can publish it. But it will give the, what we are saying, we try to publish on the day of the Gazette national budget, giving the effect to 1st of January. So there's a lead time. So transparency, there's a concept, another concept called legitimate expectation will be respected. Now we are breaking that one. So those things are there, but
this hasn't been published, no, on January 1st. The seasonality is not published.
No, madam, it has, because we have 8,173 HS codes are there. All duty structures need to be revised. So where the policy says, if any finished product, you need to have the higher duty. We can go a 4-band system. If it is intermediate or intermediate goods which are not produced in Sri Lanka, you can have a higher duty, the lower duty. But if it is produced in Sri Lanka, you can have a appropriate duty. Raw material which are available in Sri Lanka, you can have some duty, but if the raw materials and the capital goods not produced in Sri Lanka, you need to have a 0 duty.
Yeah.
Then only you can have the entrepreneurship development in Sri Lanka. So
that's simple as that, but how long will it take to get it moving?
It was expected to bring last year, then there are changes and everything, so now it is it is not the easy task. It may take around 4 to 6 month task, and but we proposed when the present Secretary ST was a deputy minister, we had a discussion. Even he proposed we will revise according to the present policy and publish the draft document to the public views and get the observation. Then you go for a final version with the national budget. So that process need to be done. Now the committee is there. The ministries are now that we can't put the blame only on the we can put the burden on the Ministry of Finance. The respective ministry need to attend. Even Trade Ministry, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Fisheries, Plantation, Industry Ministry, because they have their stakeholders. So they need to consult and come out with their respective scope policy that need to be given to the Ministry of Finance. Then they will finalize at the national tariff.
Is there an ongoing process on this? So
of course, our ministry is working, and industry ministry also trying to work with us and go with. I have no idea on the agriculture, plantation, and other ministries. I think the Ministry of Finance already communicated to the respective ministry, if I am correct, right?
Yes, we have already communicated, and we are planning to go for this 4-band tariff in 1st April 2026. So anyway, this will be published 45 days prior to that. And all the 5 ministries, they have subcommittees: Ministry of Fisheries, Plantation Industries, Agriculture and Trade. Now they have already started working on this, and they will most probably end of this year they will submit their proposals on this tariff revision to the Ministry of Finance, Department of Trade and Investment Policy, and we too have started our work.
And just a quick one. I think we have missed the tourism and technology industries. I don't know whether it's possible, but the industries you mentioned does not cover the tariff requirements and input-output these things in the technology and the tourism sector. Those are 2 big industries that Sri Lanka can thrive also.
I think, Honorable Minister, it is covered. Wherever, if you are not articulating the particular ministry, the Ministry of Finance will take the responsibility.
Okay.
But in the case of capital goods, Ministry of Industry can promote. Even if it's any tradable item, we can also ask the ministries to give the list, and we can take care of that.
Because construction, tourism and technology, they go in ministries where the ministry's goal is not to drive the industry as such, but to regulate and support. So currently they don't have a specific line ministry to go, especially on this e-commerce trade. They don't have a specific ministry that is accountable. So these industries, Ministry of Industry is trying to support as much as possible, but we don't also have a scope. So what you are saying is, if it's not there anywhere, it can directly come to Ministry of Trade or Finance. Okay.
Then the national tariff policy can call observation.
Yeah, on that, because Mr. Vimalendra Raja, you were the person involved in drafting the regulations for cross-border trade on that whole e-commerce business. So, I mean, I don't know who's taken over from you. Have you? What is happening on that? The Honorable Minister's question is valid because, I mean, there was once a complicated clearing system and all that.
What about the Ministry of, just to add to that, but the Ministry of Digital Economy is also there, no? So e-commerce should fall under that.
Yeah. Ministry of this digital economy together with Attorney General's department, they have drafting a law on this e-commerce. That's what we heard. And at the same time, we have submitted a cabinet paper that we will prepare a e-commerce policy. So we'll be involving with all these relevant stakeholders in preparing this e-commerce policy.
So now the problem of clearing these small packages have been resolved. This, what you call, what is that, Daras
Yes.
and what's the other one?
Yeah, that's what
Temu and all.
Yes, that's what the custom says. They have, for the time being, they have cleared the problem. But but we don't have like de minimis, that's a sort of a system yet.
Yeah, now the cost is high, the flow is smooth.
Yeah, because the issue is with de minimis, no? Whether you are going to have de minimis or not.
Yes.
Technically, there is a de minimis regime that is on paper at least.
And also to see cluster-wise flat taxes. Because now it goes on HS codes.
That's right.
Yes.
Since if we can get to that tariff policy 4 band, it can apply
I
also.
agree with him. I mean, that makes life so much easier. I mean, 8,800 odd HS codes. But if you cluster it, you can bring it down to 25, 30 or 50 or 100 or whatever it is. So I think it's a very useful comment. The other issue is, now, so that means you're going to go to 0, 10, 20, 30 tariff.
That's right.
So highest tariff will be 30.
30, yes.
But the issue is really not the tariff, no. The issue is para-tariffs.
Yes.
How are you dealing with that?
The fiscal policy is dealing with para-tariff, actually we are doing, but only thing is the policy direction should come from fiscal policy because of the revenue concerns. Because the fiscal policy, they have given us a green light from 2027 onwards, we'll phase out the para-tariff.
Yeah, but then there is an ongoing DST. Isn't there an ongoing removal of para-tariffs on a 25% basis or something like that? What is the current status on, okay, so this is tariff, no? What is the current status on para-tariffs? What are the para-tariffs that are imposed on imports?
That is cess and PAL.
Cess and PAL, that's
Yes,
all.
That's all. Cess already we have phased out 1/3 of cess in 2023.
Yes.
2/3 is remaining. I think PAL they have phased out 1/5 of the PAL and 4/5 is remaining. And this will phase out from 2027
So
onwards.
there is no revision, there was no revision in 25,
No,
no revision in 26,
no.
starting 27.
27. That's what the fiscal policy has indicated to us.
So there is some plan.
Yes.
So that means 1/3 to 2/3, so 27 by 28, all cess will be gone.
That's what we are planning. 27 and 28.
And then 29 by 30, all PAL will be gone.
That is the expectation.
DST?
I think. Then you can elaborate a little bit.
So then, sorry, go ahead.
After that, we will phase out cess and PAL. Because of the revenue implications, we had to stop until 2027.
Okay.
Have we done like a kind of a analysis that when the new tariff structure applies, what will be the deficit or the surplus that we will gain? Now, for example, there are industries that we need to give protection which every country gives, like apparel is, every country has protected. Most of the apparel manufacturing countries have about a 27 to 35% tax. So what we are looking at is, at the end, the import tax can be as high as 30%, but then it's simpler to say this category will go at this higher tax rate and the added taxes will be removed. So the logic should be to do a simulation somehow. Now somebody has to do a simulation and see, when you replace the force structure tariff in April, how would how the revenue collection would look like, and including the e-commerce piece. And then when you remove the para-tariffs in 27, what will be the loss? So together, if it's not making a huge impact on the
To check the net effect.
the net effect on the fiscal, I think it's something that we can firmly establish. So then it will give a clear indication for investors and the industry. So they have 2 years to plan, because from my side, from the Ministry of Industry side, we also want to tell the industry, get ready for this change. So no sooner we tell it, it's easy for us to say you have to be competitive at this level, and this is the level of protection you will get, and this is you might not get. Therefore, be ready. So sooner the better, Chairman. If we can get this
100%
simulation done, whether we do it or not is a different thing. But then, as a country, we know by 2027, this is what we are going to do.
Yeah.
So we can support the industry, both not only the local industry, but the FDIs also. They also will have a very clear view.
100%. I agree with you. I mean, this is basic. And one of the things that we didn't do in the past is this type of analysis. And in fact, in the new tariff policy, you have to do the analysis. And you haven't really submitted that to us. If you have, you tell us. It says it's number 7 of 9.7. Positive and negative consequences to the domestic industry, agriculture, consumers, environment, state revenue as appropriate and compliance to the national tariff policy. So as a matter of fact, that is the law. So which means that even today you should have presented to us, I don't know whether you will or not, an analysis, a consequence of all of this. But what the Honorable Minister is saying, I totally support his point of view, is that we have to give people adequate time to adjust their businesses. So if they are going to be faced with zero para-tariffs and maximum 30% import duty, then he or she is going to lose some protection that he or she is having. And that has to be dealt with. And if you are actually running a company, it is not as easy as what you write on a piece of paper. Precisely. So, I would like to, with the concurrence of the members, say sometime by, now this is October, no?
January.
At least by, February or January or February, towards the end of January. I mean, people will be busy with the budget. Yeah. Let's say sometime by February or March, February or something. Shall we say February? Towards the end of February. We would like to see a proper simulation, a proper analysis here as to what is the possible scenarios, A, B, C. Honorable Minister, that is, in relation to your work as well.
We can give them some more time also if that's required.
Yeah, fine. I mean, what I'm saying
we
is,
start working on it,
that's
otherwise
true, but
it won't happen.
Since they're burned with the budget.
Sure, that's why I said I wanted to say March, but say end of February.
Version 1.0.
Version 1.0. End of February.
It's all estimates.
Yeah.
Estimates. DST can do no?
It was done now. Presently, we can do it again as DST agreed. But it was done at the beginning of the national tariff policy formulations. So where we found that there's a positive impact can be created by removal of para-tariff. And also there's the legacy mindset we have, because we try to get maximum revenue from the border. but in the meantime we lost lot of revenue internally. But in the modern trend in this one, you need to always strengthen the domestic taxation. You need to rationalize the border taxation. So border taxation should not be used as a revenue target area, but of course internally we need to do. And also the industries, why they are asking for higher rates, because they are raw material and intermediate goods and capital goods are being taxed. Yes. So if you bring under the national tariff policy and remove those things, they don't want this much of. Now you see, paying 30% and protecting the industry, I think you are transferring the burden to the consumers.
100%. 100%.
Right? Even as Chair, we at the beginning mentioned in what do you call, in Switzerland, I don't need to compare with Sri Lanka, but I'm saying only the internal tax. Singapore is only internal tax. So we need to bring that kind of understanding in the process.
Yeah, I think Mr. Vemularendra Raja, I think that is the entire journey has to be, but to prove it's possible, because people in this country is scared of changes. So if we can get the tariff policy done by April, the industry will realize the benefit of the tariff policy. Then it's a easier negotiation to say that now you have this benefit tangibly to you. Let's work on the removal of the para-tariff. I think the timing is very important. Communication is very important. And if we get the raw material and intermediary goods at a lower tax rate earlier, so then the industry will start complying and not rebuttaling the policy.
No, true. I mean, look at the tax on, let's say, young couple wants to build a house. හරි අවුරුදු කසාද බඳලා ගයක් හදන්න තියෙන සිහිනය සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම බොඳ වෙලානේ. ඇයි cost of construction බලන්න. ඇයි යකඩ වලට tax එක කීයද මේ මිස්ටර් විමලේන්ද්‍ර රාජා?
Up to 30% you can see.
No, what I'm saying is all tariffs, para-tariffs, everything. 100 කීයද?
No, it is around 65-70%.
65-70 100 ගානකටත් තිබුණානේ.
Yeah.
Oh, yakada.
Steel is around
steel.
60%.
On construction basis, it's zero tariff, right? So it's a consumption only. It is.
Depends on the industry and where you are constructing. But
the raw material is tax free, no?
No, not all.
No, there are certain areas.
The tax on steel, Honorable Minister, is at least 65%. Yeah. And what is the tax on sanitary ware?
So now it is reduced to 30, if I am correct, 30%.
Yes. When we fought that tax, how much was it?
It is 65 or something.
No, it was over 100. Yeah. You're smiling. Huh? It was very high. It's very high. So the revenue, the benefit goes to 2-3 people. The millions of young people are unable to construct a house. Anyway, let's get into that later. But so the decision on this is that we will recommend that you all quickly speak with the Attorney General's Department and relevant agencies and not have a conflict between the policy and the law. The law supersedes policy, that I know. So make sure that the policy is somehow embedded into the law by making the necessary changes. That's one. And the second thing is on this tariff simulations, that let us take a look at the first cut by the end of February next year. Okay.